Hey, we have a fresh report to look at. This one is around Brodie Kemp. It has been reported by Carlton that Brodie Kemp will lock in a 2-year extension, which will take him through to the end of 2027 when he will hit free agency. There is another side report here around Nick Haynes. We're going to wait for that one, and I thought it would be the perfect time now that we have a report on Brodie Kemp. We can look at his year. I mean, it was cut short, but we can review his year and we can review and put together what was about to happen. And maybe it'll give us a clue as to what is going to happen with Brodie moving forward. And it might also be a bit of a precursor to what we can expect in the trade period as well, given we just don't know what's going to happen with Brodie in the short term. So this is Brodie's 2025 season, 5 matches. It was cut short. He's 24 years of age, as we know. He's played the 49 games. And we know his injury history, given he came into the league with a recovering ACL issue. He didn't play too many games early in his career. And then I think 2023, 2024, they were the real breakout seasons for him. He found a spot down in defence. But 2025 was different. There was an earmarking of a new role for him. He was moved to the forward line and he was training with the forwards in the pre-season. And I want to cast your mind back to the Community Series match against the GWS Giants. And this is what Brodie had to say.
There was a clip from earlier in the week in a forwards meeting where the group spoke about the pressure of our forwards and those moments that we really value. It must have been pleasing to nail that and really limiting the Giants' intercept marks too. Yeah, definitely. I mean, we knew they're like a really good backline when they work well and they're intercepting. So our number one priority was just getting the ball to ground. The Smalls were really good at pressuring, coming forward. And that was a really positive sign for us moving forward. You personally had an excellent outing with 3 goals, really stepping up in the forward line. How have you been working towards that opportunity? Yeah, I mean, it's a cliche, but I am a product of my environment. I think I've got some good people around me. And I think the team around me today played really well. We got our contest right up the field. The mids were really good at getting in inside 50. And then, I was just able to sort of go for my marks. Had guys like Fogarty, Mott, Zach Williams come and block my man and I could get a run and jump at it. So, I was fortunate to get on the end of a few tonight, which was good. And you flew up for a massive mark in the final term. How did that one feel? Yeah, it was good. It was good. I mean, I've, as a kid, always loved just running and jumping for marks. So you can probably do that a bit more freely as a forward. So, that's something I like doing, and luckily it stuck.
So on top of that, there were also instances of him playing as a defensive forward. So really just completely redefining his role within the team, as we also came to learn that Jack Silvani would be playing down back. We also came to learn that Nick Haynes would solidify himself in that back line and that would be set for the rest of the season. So the season starts round 1. I think his first 2 games, I would say they were modest, Brodie Kemp, but it all sort of moved to round 3. This was the Western Bulldogs, and this was his breakout game, maybe of his career, to be honest. He kicked 5 goals. He was exceptional on this night. It was a loss, and oftentimes with a loss, a player's individual performance can be overlooked, but this was, honestly, it was the best game I've seen Brodie play of his short career, and he drew praise all around from Carlton and from the league as well, and there was a glimpse into the future of Brodie Kemp, the third tall. That was the conversation that we were all having. So excitement.
Clever kick, firm to Koning, streaming forward out of stoppage. Kemp to a space, and there it was. A whole lot of defensive intent there from Brodie Kemp for his second of the night. And a quick response, it looks okay. Well done.
So with a bit of touch on in that situation.
Now pass to Walsh. Walsh to Cottrell. 55 out, kicks to the pocket. Kemp.
Kick, left foot around the body. Right foot drop punt. Working his way through it. Looks like he's going to take the...
This for 3 tonight. They like it, and so they should.
Whole side of the ground. Still a great...
Hewitt. And he measures that beautifully.
Got a goal down the other end.
You could see Liam Jones just corralling Charlie Curnow there.
It's here for Brodie Kemp. Set shots have been superb. Look at that. Right over the goal umpire's hat.
Absolutely flushed it. That hand goes up as the ball is still halfway on its journey through the middle. But it was a really smart...
And out is Kemp, who has 4. Now he's got 5.
He's having a career night, 5 goals.
Into a spot. Davidson's been superb.
Round 4 against the Pies was a pretty bad night for everyone involved. And then unfortunately we get to round 5, gather round the West Coast Eagles, and really one of the more cruel parts of AFL footy happens, and he goes down and he tears his Achilles. He ruptures his Achilles, and you just sort of knew it immediately. It was the typical action of pushing off and sort of going down and almost looking like and feeling like someone had kicked him from behind. So it was cut short there. He's obviously had the ACL injury. He's suffered syndesmosis. He's had back issues. And this was a massive hit to Brodie Kemp's short career. So I guess the question is, how do you deal with this situation with Brodie Kemp? So we know that his body has been cruelled with injury. We know that St Kilda made a play for him at the back end of last year, which was ultimately shut down, and he ended up staying at Carlton. We know that he was scheduled to become a forward after spending the first few years of his career as a defender. What we now know is that there is a 2-year deal on the cards for Brodie Kemp, which will keep him at the club until the end of 2027. So he does his Achilles in round 5. What's a safe estimate there? Say 12 months. So round 5, 2026, we hope that he's ready to play again. Who knows how reliable you can really think when it comes to how many games he'll play coming off an Achilles. He might need some serious time to get back up to speed. So it's a tricky one because you've got to plan for the year ahead. You want to think best case scenario, Brodie can recover really well, come back, hit his straps, and then just find his form. But realistically speaking, it's really tricky to expect that from a guy coming off an Achilles. One thing about Brodie, it just seems like the continuity for him has been an issue. Out of his control. He's had some pretty serious injuries, which I don't really know if you can prevent the way that they've happened. I mean, especially the Achilles. I don't know. Maybe there is an injury prevention method that can detect when an Achilles is about to tear. So that's his season, and that's the update. 5 games, an Achilles rupture, and now the potential for a 2-year deal on the cards to, ultimately support him and back him in and give him the opportunity to come back into the side, recover, and hopefully find some form and hopefully lock down that spot again as we move into the future. So what do you think of the reports around the 2-year deal? And what do you think of his role change? I know that it was cut short, so maybe there's not enough of a sample size to understand, but what do you think of when you think of Brodie Kemp moving forward? We'll chat to you soon.